Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano.
And I'm Mary Bridget Fasciano, Peter's sister.
And today is the first Friday of July, which means we're doing a First Friday flight fight. This has been on my radar for quite a while now. And as you can tell, we're doing Jack Daniels. I know our last time that the two of us were together, the reveal at the very end was pretty crappy, to say the least. I'm going to do my best to keep this organized as we go. And then by the time we finish our flight at the very end, you'll know my sister's order and you'll know my order. So the first one that I have...
Just like it's like a wall of whiskey.
I know it is. The first one we have is the Jack Daniels single barrel. All these single barrels are going to be a little bit of a variation, but this is the one that I have. It cost me $37.99. And where are we at?
In Phoenix, Arizona.
47% ABV. You want to do that one?
Sure. And this is Jack Daniels Bonded Tennessee Whiskey. It is $29.99 and it is 50% ABV.
Next up, we have the Jack Daniels Triple Mash. It cost me $34.99. It's coming in at 50% ABV as well. Are these bottled in bond? Oh yeah, they're bottled in bond. I think.
Where do you see
here,
that?
Bottled in bond. So it has to be 100 proof, and it has to be a minimum of 4 years of age.
Well, this is bonded, so doesn't that mean... Oh, this bottle and bond. Yeah. Bond as well. Oh, okay. All right. So this is...
Old number 7.
This is what I remember Jack Daniels looking like when you mix it with Jack and Coke. So Jack Daniels Old Time number 7. This is sour mash. Does that make a difference?
No.
And it's 40% ABV. Oh, so that's pretty low proof, 80 proof.
And how much?
Oh, sorry, forgot about it. I got like all... nostalgic here, like remembering my early college, high school days. $18.99.
Or not remembering your college
days. Right, yeah. I don't remember much of my high school.
And then the whole purpose of doing this video is because of this bottle right here. This is the Jack Daniels 10. This is batch number 3. It's $89.99. Kind of tough to get. If you have to you have to search for it a little bit, but we're also looking at 48.5% ABV. This is the new release from Jack Daniels, this and the 12-year-old. I didn't get my hands on the 12-year-old this year or from last year, but this is why I wanted to do this blind, to see where this ranks among all of the other less expensive, moderately same proof bottles. That's what we got for you today. If you are unfamiliar with this entire segment, I poured these and then my sister mixed them up as we were transferring them around. So we have them off screen. What I'll end up doing is, as we're tasting, we'll go ahead and grab our first one. As we're tasting each of these, I'll just pop the bottle up right here and let you know what it is that we're nosing and tasting. And then at the end of the video, we'll just kind of reveal our order. We have a pad of paper. Holy cow, that smells sweet.
Oh, I didn't open mine yet.
We have a pad of paper
following your lead
for each of us. We're just going to kind of take some notes. Each of us have our own little method of keeping track of what one we like the most.
But we don't know what we're drinking.
We don't know what we're drinking.
Even though you're popping it up here, we have no idea.
Correct.
So they know. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
And
so
what I'm going to end up doing, this is the first Friday flight fight of July, and I do have a June and July giveaway happening. I am going to, again, make the executive decision. If you want to participate in this giveaway, it has to be United States participants only. I am going to automatically include this flight into the giveaway. And it's not going to count against your 6 samples that you can choose. So if you are interested in the giveaway, this will be automatically included if you end up winning. And then you, on top of that, can choose 6 2-ounce samples of anything that I reviewed in the month of July.
All right.
Rules to the giveaway are in the description.
Okay.
All right, got anything on this one?
I don't know if this makes sense, but I have obviously the smell of alcohol, but I'm also getting like a smell of water.
Water?
Like watery.
Like it's flat?
Like flat or thin or...
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I get some sweetness. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of, I want to say, cherry or red apple. There's a spiciness that's coming out of this as well, which I don't ever remember getting from Jack Daniels. Typically, Jack Daniels will come across as that banana note or a banana maple note or just maple notes. So I would be interested to hear from you if you pick up banana or maple or both from any of these. Because you're like the maple nose.
Yeah, I love maple.
It smells good, but it does
smells
smell
good,
a little
but
thin.
Thin, yeah.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. It tastes thin too, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Am I supposed to be telling you what I think?
Yeah, you can do it. It does. It tastes a little bit thin. It tastes like alcohol with a little bit of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that overwhelming.
Like watered down.
Yeah, not that.
Like at the very
spectacular.
end of your drink where it's just kind of ice and a little bit of alcohol left that's in there.
Since that is my first glass, that's obviously going to be in first place. And I'm just going to keep track of it that way. All right, glass number 2. All right, and then I got a little bit of an earthy note on that, on the, what's it called? The finish.
Nose?
The finish.
Oh, the finish.
The finish was a little bit
I'm sorry,
earthy.
I thought you moved.
A little bit earthy and a little bit cinnamon on the finish.
But very watered down still.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you putting them back?
Yeah, I do. I just panicked for a second because I didn't see anything on the bottom of these. We have them stickered on the bottom, so we can keep. Don't look, cheater. You gotta keep an eye on her, otherwise she'll go off the rails.
Wait a minute, wasn't it you on the last video that was cheating?
I was being decisive. It wasn't cheating.
Okay.
So.
Whatever. Yes, I just whatevered you. That is banana.
Yeah.
That is like, we did this last time. What were the names of those candies? They were the hard candies, and there was one that was in a banana shape.
Runts.
That's what this smells
Yeah.
like.
Smells like a banana runt.
Totally.
Smells good. It smells sugary. Smells banana. I would say maple. I mean, maple and banana with Jack Daniels kind of goes hand in hand. This has the traditional Jack Daniels.
I don't think I've
note to
ever
me.
smelled any of your whiskeys, because I know you say that, what is it, Old Forester has a banana smell.
Old
I've
Forester,
never smelled anything
1792.
so strong of a banana scent.
I would say traditional banana Jack Daniels note.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
That's nice.
That's pleasant. Better than the first one.
Oh, totally.
So that goes into number 1. The next one drops down to number 2. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of an effervescence, like tingling. Coming off the first one. The first one seemed pretty flat.
Yeah.
But this has a little bit of a kick to
Yeah,
it.
the inside of my lip is tingling.
Get a little bit of char or barrel bitterness on the side of my tongue. Lingers around a little bit more. Yeah. So far, that one jumped up into first.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get a rinse here, and we can move on to glass number 3.
Okay. I'm putting the lids back on mine because I don't trust myself not to accidentally hit it and spill it.
It's a good idea. And especially after we're drinking 5 of these, she gets a little crazy.
I think I'm a little crazy even before I did the first one. Oh, am I waiting? Is that the third one already?
So this is number 3.
Okay, you smelled it before I did. You're way ahead of me, dude.
This smells pretty good, too.
Oh, it smells like a runt also, but not as strong.
Yeah. I like the smell of this one more.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Because it's not so in your face with the banana. It's a little bit more subtle.
Well-rounded, a little more subtle.
You know
I do
how
like
when
this
you
one.
get bananas and I don't know if you've ever noticed this. Like sometimes I'll keep my bananas in the refrigerator because they don't go bad as fast. Although the outside, the skin gets brown quicker, and you would think they're spoiled, but they're not. But when you put a banana in the refrigerator, and if you put it too close to something, it absorbs that banana flavor. Have you ever noticed that? And then you open something up and you're like, this tastes like a banana.
Banana is a very overpowering flavor. When you put even like 2 or 3 little pieces of banana in a fruit salad, the entire thing tastes like banana. So I kind of get
Yeah,
what you're
I'll
saying
open
there.
something and I'll be like, why does this taste like banana? And it's because I had my banana next to it.
This smells really good.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. This
Did you
one,
taste it yet?
No, I have not. We
You
have.
didn't look at me.
Oh, sorry. We're going to do this all 5 times. Absolutely.
Oh, I almost just put an F yes in there. I'm gonna catch
This
myself.
has a little bit more of a development for me on the nose. It has cinnamon, banana, maple, a little bit of cherry, and maybe a slight possible note of chocolate, like dark chocolate.
It definitely has way more flavors going on in it. A little bit more complex, like it's ping-ponging a little bit from one flavor to the next. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to go back and taste these. I'm not quite sure if I am liking that ping-ponging. I like them both, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. I like this one more than the second one and more than the third.
And is it because it's more complex? Because of
I think so.
The subtle changes of the flavor as it develops and changes?
Yeah, it develops. As it's going from the arrival to the mid-palate to the finish, it changes into something a little bit different. More and more of the whiskey flavors are revealing themselves in a different, intense way. So, yeah, I like that one quite a bit as well. All right.
Okay.
Glass number 4.
I'm going to have to... That puts that down to 3. I'm not quite sure. Sorry. I'm just... my indecisive brain is trying to figure out how I want to...
All right, so glass number 4.
Last two.
I'll wait until you smell that one. I'll give you the first crack at it before.
That is nail polish remover.
It's a weird...
Hold on.
It's a weird... I get a weird note out of here. Almost earthy. Char. I think they're all, because they're Jack Daniels, are going to have that, what is it, the charcoal filter through it, the Lincoln County process, the charcoal mellowing process.
Oh.
But this has an extra level of funk to it. I think they're all pretty much smelling the same with different levels of intensity, but there's something else in this that's not in the other 3 to me that comes across as earthy, maybe dirty, not dirty, but like dirt, earth, decaying leaves.
I see that.
But all the other stuff is still there.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can
in there.
smell it. I see what you're saying.
All right, cheers. Wow. That one's hard to describe. It is... That to me tastes like flat Dr. Pepper. There's a cola note that's coming out of it.
It was the first one where it tastes like the water down at the end of your drink. This one tastes, I wouldn't say watered down because this definitely tastes proofier than this one did. It's definitely not as flat in the way of like it being thin. But it does have that watered down cola note at the end of it, but with some proof to it.
Yeah, I'm a little torn with that one. I kind of want to like it, but I kind of also don't necessarily like it. It's got that earthy note. It does have a little bit of proof to it. I think I like it more than glass number 1, but maybe not as much as glass number 3. But I kind of dig that
cola note.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this right here and drop that one down and move that one to last. All right. Okay, we are well on our way here. So we are on glass number 5. I'm gonna take another rinse while she finishes writing.
I want to write that one word down so I wouldn't forget.
We'll get into the last nosing on this last glass. This is so tough.
Oh no, I was going to say that one's also the darkest of them all.
Is it?
That number 4 is.
Oh,
doesn't it look like it from this angle? It
absolutely.
looks like it's the darkest of them all.
Yeah.
This does not. Did you just taste that? We didn't even talk about what it smells like. Spit it back in.
I didn't. Did I taste it? Yeah, I'm sorry.
We didn't even talk about what it smells like.
I know you were over there yapping. So
it has another banana note, not as strong as 2 and 3, but it does have a subtle banana note to it as well.
Yeah,
like
I think all of these are coming across smelling and tasting pretty much the same. And I've mentioned this before. I think bourbons in general, or Tennessee whiskeys in this case, the spectrum of notes that you're going to get, and especially from a single distillery, bourbon notes are pretty narrow to begin with. It just has everything to do with how intense the individual flavors are. But now that we're working with a specific distillery, I think those flavor notes are even going to become more narrow. But there is a distinct difference with the intensity of the maple and the banana note and the cinnamon and the chocolate notes that are coming through on each of these glasses. And even though we're pretty close on the proof points with most of these, you know, relatively close, there is a difference with each one of these. And this came across as the most spice forward, and it has a little bit more of a proof punch than any of the others. That's how it came across to me.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I liked it, but I don't think that that heat that's coming with it and the spice that's coming with it balances with the sweetness that is in the glass.
I think I have to go back. Well, and we will.
Yeah, we will.
I will. But I have to go back between this and number 3, which was the second one that we said smelled like banana.
Yeah.
That not the one, the overpowering was the next one that I said that it's a little less subtle. I thought that that one had more of a proofy kick to it than the other one did. I need to compare those two.
Yeah, but we need to taste this first. We haven't tasted it yet. Cheers.
That second sip wasn't as good as the first one.
I agree. It got a little bit more bitter.
Yes, bitter, totally.
Yeah, it got a little drying. I think that tannin note that is left on the side of the tongue starts to detract from the good stuff that's actually in the glass.
Now I'm curious to actually taste, because we only did one sip of all of these, and I thought I had my order in my head and on my paper until I took that second sip, and I'm like, okay, that just screwed up my...
What we're going to do here is we're going to just jump forward. We're going to leave the camera rolling. We're going to just kind of spend more time with each one of these, kind of solidify our order, and then when we get back, I'll give you guys an idea of where we're at. So we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, we are all set. So what we're going to do is reveal my sister's first. She'll talk about why she put what she did in each place, and then we'll just put the bottles up to see where she ranked first to fifth.
I have to talk about why I put them there?
You don't have to. I mean, if you wrote down some notes, just like tell me what you got. So in your fifth place.
Oh, my last place.
Your last place bottle.
Was the first one.
Okay. And
Yeah. So this was the one that I said smelled thin, like watered down. I just thought that it tasted watered down. Okay. On the second sip, I said to him, if you watched while we sped it up, I handed him my glass because I was like, this tastes like I just bit into a cigarette. For some reason, the second sip on the retaste tasted like tobacco to me, like I just bit into a cigarette, and that was...
Yeah, I didn't get that. So
he didn't get it.
What
Completely
is,
a turn off.
I already have mine locked in, so I'm not going to change my order in any way. She's not going to influence me. So why don't you go ahead and reveal what glass number 1 is? Just look at the tag on the bottom. And then
you mean my last one?
Yeah,
my
your
last
fifth
place.
place.
What was your fifth place one?
We're doing yours first.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to put her order up first and bring up the bottles.
What? Jack Daniel's number 7.
Jack Daniel's number 7. So that is on your side, and it is the original
one,
Jack
the
Daniel's
original.
number 7. So
my fifth
that is
place.
what we have in her fifth place. So we've
Okay.
got in fourth place.
So my fourth place was this one,
Class 4.
glass 4. And I said this one smelled like nail polish remover. It had that watered down cola note, and I said it tasted very proofy. So this is Jack Daniel's number 10.
Oh, wow. That's in your fourth place. Okay.
Is that the one?
This is the one. This is the highly sought after bottle that everybody is chasing down.
This is the whole reason we're doing this?
Yeah. So the Jack Daniel's 10 and the Jack Daniel's
But I'm not
12.
a whiskey drinker, so you can't like...
No, you are a whiskey drinker. These are just how you are placing these.
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is.
All right.
So Jack Daniel's 10 is coming in fourth place for her.
Fourth place for me. All right. In my third place was the very last one. And I said it had a subtle banana note to it. And I had to put it in third because I didn't like it as much as the other two, although I didn't hate it. I don't remember what I said about
Did you hate any of these?
Yes. I did not like that first one at
Okay.
all. Yeah.
All right. And what do you got there? What bottle? are you
Bitter.
working with?
That was it. I love the smell of it. It smells like banana bread to me.
I like the smell of all of them.
Yeah.
I really do like
But
the
it wasn't
smell
so
of Jack Daniel's.
overpowering with the banana scent. You know how banana bread can, like, it's not.
Yeah.
But the taste at the end turned bitter for me, and which is why I have it in number 3.
And what is it?
So it is Jack Daniel's B.
Jack Daniel's Bonded. That's on your side also.
Is it? Bonded. That
Jack
one.
Daniel's Bonded. Coming in
So
third.
That's third.
Had an interesting order so far.
Oh, that was the last one. All right. I really had a hard time with my 1 and 2. I was going back and forth, trying to figure out which one I liked better. So this is my reasoning. So in second place, which I have a sneaking suspicion is your first place one, I put selection number 3. This is the one that I said had the less subtle banana note, and this is the one that I said was more complex.
Okay.
That when you tasted it, it was like it ping-ponged all over the place, like it kept changing. You tasted this, then you tasted this. And I think for where I am at right now in my journey, to me, that was too confusing. I'm not there yet, and so I'm trying to like whiskey, and so
We'll get her there.
I will get there, but my palate, I think, is not that I want a one-note wonder, but I'm wanting something that's not so confusing and changing all of the time, where I can grab onto something and hold it there and then appreciate it.
Yeah.
And not to the point yet where something is constantly changing and my mind is going, what's that? What's that? What's that? Oh, no.
Yeah, it's interesting. When you get a...
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. When you get a good whiskey, but that good whiskey is just one note, and that one note is something that you really like, there is nothing wrong with that. And then you can take that one note, and then as your palate starts to develop, your brain starts to recognize that one individual note. So if it pops up in another whiskey down the road, you're like, hey, I remember taking that out of the Jack Daniel's
Yeah.
or the Jack Daniel's Bonded, and I like that one, and I get that in here.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how journeys kind of progress, where you start to recognize individual flavors that you're getting on specific whiskeys.
Okay, so let's reveal. Jack Daniel's SB,
Single barrel.
single barrel.
All right, that's on my side. So this
Well,
is
yeah,
going to be...
because I have nothing left on my
Oh, really?
side.
All right, so that is going to be the Jack Daniel's single barrel.
That's the one that I like the bottle.
And like we had mentioned before, since this is a single barrel selection, each of your individual single barrels are going to vary. So we can actually grab another one of these from a different bottling date, and it might taste different.
A little bit different.
Which means
That my first choice, which was number 2, is
the Jack Daniel's.
Jack Daniel's TM, which is
Triple mash.
Triple mash. All right, yeah, and I liked that, I think, because again, it was not as complex as this, but it was still sweet. Although it was overly banana on the nose at first, but when I went back and re-smelled them as I was tasting them, it did not have that same in-your-face banana note for whatever reason on the second go-around. But yeah, so
right.
there we go. There's my number 1.
All right. So we'll try to keep that as close as we can. We are in agreement. Both of us did not particularly care for bottle 5. So
that
in
was
my
your last
fifth place, I just said flat. This came across as a completely flat expression. And again, we're doing comparisons. So compared to everything else,
Yeah.
this came out in last place. It's not saying that it's a terrible whiskey, just within this flight, it came in last. My fourth place was, my second glass was in fourth place. And I just said that this was, I did get a little bit of a tingle. I liked the proof, but it came across as slightly bitter at the tail end.
That would be
And then that ended up being
this one.
the triple mash.
Wow.
So-
okay.
Our spots have flip-flopped. Triple mash came in second, or came in fourth for me.
Okay.
In third place, I ended up going to bottle number 5. So bottle number 5 was the Jack Daniel's Bonded, which I believe both of us had the exact
that was
same
also
thing.
my third place.
And then I said for third, this was earthy. It kind of gave me decaying leaves, which sounds bad, but it's not really that bad. And then I had a good amount of char, and I liked the proof on it. So that ended up being my third place. My second place and my first place, as I went back and tasted these, kind of flip-flop back and forth, and that whole like flat Dr. Pepper note started to grow on me. So what I ended up putting in first place is the way that it is here. So the Jack Daniel's 10 ended up taking my first place, the flat cola note, the chocolate, that maple banana note from Jack Daniel's that you get kind of hit me right. It came across as a little bit more char forward, and I ended up liking that as I was going back and forth.
That's our fourth sip?
What do you mean by fourth sip?
It was our fourth glass.
It was our fourth glass. So my first place was the fourth glass. And then the second place was the single barrel. I said it was a nice proof. I had a good crisp like flavor to it. It was almost like refreshing as whiskeys can be. I thought it was also having a pretty good dark chocolate note as well. And I like the proof.
So we had the same second place one?
Yeah, I believe our third and second
Were the same.
were the same, and our last was the same. The only thing we had different were these two were flip-flopped.
Yeah.
Everything else stayed the
And
same.
this was the one that you did this for, and this is the one that ended up being in your first place?
Yeah, go figure.
Wow, and that was in my fourth place.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was an interesting flight. I suggest if you guys ever have an opportunity to do blind flights, do them. They reveal a whole lot about your individual palate. It tests you on whether or not you actually do like something that you think you actually like. When we drink something individually, we're like, oh, this is really good.
Right.
If you want to test that theory,
Yeah.
put it into a blind and actually see if it holds up to other whiskeys to really try to define your palate. Russell's Reserve 13 doesn't do so well in blinds for me, but when I have it by itself, I mean, I think it's it's like one of the better whiskeys I've ever had in my life, but it just doesn't stack up to blinds.
Really?
So I highly
That's
encourage
funny.
you. Try to do some blinds. All right, so I think that's where we're going to leave it. Just one last reminder, I do have a June and July giveaway happening. The rules for that giveaway are in the description below. Again, this will be automatically included into the giveaway if you end up being the person selected for that giveaway. So wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. And I am going to enjoy my first place pour.
Which was my first place, the second one.
You had the
Yep.
triple mash. All right. Cheers, everybody. We'll
Cheers.
talk to you later. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for doing this.
You know what I would be interested in?
What's that?
Whoever wins this, do you like how I did that? For them to do what we just did, since they're going to have every single one of these, and to like report back to us and post, like put these in a blind with yourself and let us know how you did.
Yeah. If and when you end up winning this, come back to this video and post in the comments how this flight went for you.
For you. Yeah, I'd be interested in that.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.